Hi, this is Brenda Hansen, and I would like to share an article with you that I found on the NCTM website. I searched for elementary geometry because that's something that I would like to build in my classroom, is more knowledge on my behalf and being able to teach it so I have a better understanding of what the kids are learning and then how they're learning it. The article that I found is a publication just labeled TCM 2012-12-3168.pdf. So we're going to move right to that article. This is called Tales, Tasks, Tools, and Talk. Engage children in literature to pique their interest in quantity concepts, develop their fluency in measurement processes, and establish their quantitative literacy. This article is written by Timothy S. McKinney and Gregory D. Foley. The summary of the article is a literacy-based approach that has been expanded to add math concepts such as story problems, measurement, making connections, developing number operations, and measurement through language. Also building estimation skills and measurement through language. Building estimation skills and algebraic thinking and making extensions. Also to integrate data measured with poetry and remove artificial boundaries. And this article applies to my current teaching position, which is a second grade teacher. It's because it is appropriate for my class because of the concepts covered and all of the resources provided can be utilized in an early childhood classroom. It is something that we can build on each and every day. First of all, the definition of literacy has expanded not only to include various print and non-print media, but also to incorporate quantitative literacy through the development of number sense, and measurement. Also, I found that stories provide a narrative structure and a meaningful context for the growth and development of mathematical thinking and language as young readers interact with memorable characters, meaningful settings, and engaging storylines. Further, blending mathematics with children's literature increases students' enjoyment of and motivation toward mathematics and reduces the potential for mathematics anxiety. And that's with story problems. Now, when we get to measurement, some of the measurement tasks engage children in thinking and talking about number and quantity through describing and comparing attributes of objects in the world around them. Through in-context activities, they learn about length and weight, time and temperature, area and volume. And they also learn how to compare and estimate measurable attributes. I really like this here where it says the curriculum comes alive for young learners as they investigate mathematics in context, gather and use genuine data, and engage in measurement tasks. Another way to make the connection is by actively including measurement in our thinking and planning, and by capitalizing on the power of language literacy integrated with mathematics, we can help early grade learners improve their understanding of measurement and establish a solid foundation to develop quantitative literacy more fully in later years. The next part we're going to talk about is developing numbers, operations, and measurement through language. If we want students to become effective communicators and thinkers, we must provide opportunities for them to develop the language of measurement in conjunction with their experiences with numbers and operations. Something next that we'll talk about is building estimation and algebraic thinking. A critical skill here within the early grades is for students to understand and value the importance of estimation when making measurements and doing calculations. making extensions. Although some geometry concepts can be quite abstract, young students can begin to recognize, analyze, compare, and reason with shapes as they engage in personal experiences that are natural extensions of shared stories from their language arts learning. A key goal of measurement instruction is to build familiarity and flexibility to think and reason with standard units of measurement. Pairing children's literature with manipulatives can increase young students' understanding of shape and geometric transformations. And one of the ways they can do that is integrating data, measurement, and poetry. There's a poem, 1 Inch Tall, from Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. This is in 2004, and it presents a delightful opportunity to connect language and measurement. So after experiencing a poem in a classroom setting, you could have your students begin to talk about other things that would be easy or difficult to do if they were 1 inch tall. And that's really going to pique their interest. They're really going to be excited about that because it's something they can get to use their imagination. By removing artificial boundaries, measurement gives young children a way to explore and to make sense of their world. Their world is completely different than what we see. So if they can explore and have it make sense, it's going to make such a difference for them. Thoughtfully integrating mathematics and literacy instruction removes artificial boundaries between content areas so that students become motivated problem solvers of contextual tasks. They have opportunities to communicate, and they represent their mathematical thinking in multiple ways and construct a vibrant understanding for knowing and doing mathematics. I'm going to move right back up here to this section in blue, the Tales, Tasks, Tools, and Talks. This section is to aid you in reflection, a self-reflection for a teacher. So you have a self-observation and self-evaluation. There are 4 questions here. So you can select integrated measurement tests from the article and then discuss your thinking and reasoning with colleagues if they are on the same page that you are. Do another activity, but use it with your Common Core state standards for English language arts. Does it coincide with what we're asking for there? And then in the reading curriculum, you can include this as a, you can have a non-mathematical piece of literature and then create or design a mathematical lesson out of it. And then also, how do you address issues in your classroom about dealing with diverse situations in science and other subject areas when it comes to systems of measurement and solving problems? How could you use literature to help you deal with 2 systems of measurement used in the United States? Discuss your reasoning with other teachers in your building. I really like the fact that there's a reflective teaching here because this gives you a chance to think, did that lesson go the way I wanted it to? Thank you for sharing and listening to my article share, Tales, Tasks, Tools, and Talks.